Pokemon lovers, and welcome to another episode of Rating All Pokémon with me, Hilda. That is me. It's me. Today is gonna be a fun episode because we have one of my favorites up in here, one of my favorite Pokemon, but that's at the end of the video. So we're just gonna start out today with number 285, Shroomish, which is a name I find very difficult to pronounce. Shroomish. It's hard. That's what she said. Shroomish is a mushroom Pokemon, and it kind of looks like a mushroom, and to me it also looks like a parasol. The top of a parasol, you know, without the stick. But maybe that's just me, and maybe that will make more sense when we talk about its evolution. But it looks like a parasol to me. And also like an egg. Like an egg parasol mushroom plant. When Shroomish senses danger, it can scatter spores from the top of its head all around it, and these spores actually cause a lot of pain when you inhale them, and it could probably murder you. It might look tiny and small and cute with its little monobrow, but it's a bit evil. Don't come near it or startle it, because it will put some spores into your body that don't really feel great. I mean, I don't know because I've never experienced it, but I'm sure it doesn't. These spores it releases also cause trees and plants to just die and wilt, and it fucks up forests. It's not okay. It's not a fun time. Please calm down, Shroomish. Shroomish actually lives in damp forests where it eats like damp leaves and compost and disgusting stuff. Whatever, if that's what it enjoys, it should probably just do that. But I still think it's kind of gross. Pokemon Emerald says it loves to eat damp composted soil in forests. If you enter a forest after a long rain, you can see many Shroomish feasting on composted soil. It's kind of gross. I feel like they're like slimy and not fun to touch, so. Like I said before, Shroomish is based on a mushroom, but it also kind of looks like a Pokemon egg. But its evolution has some characteristics of certain types of dinosaurs, which actually may refer to the fact that Shroomish kind of looks like a dinosaur egg. I hadn't seen it before, but I kind of see it now if dinosaur eggs had like weird skirts. Shroomish's name obviously comes from mushroom and just the suffix ish. Oh, it's kind of like a mushroom. It's Shroomish. I find Shroomish a little bit odd, so I'm gonna give it a 3 out of 5. I'm sorry. At level 23, Shroomish evolves into Breloom. Now, Breloom is kind of like a kangaroo-y dinosaur-type fighting in grass Pokemon that looks like it has an umbrella on its head. That was my referral to the fact that Shroomish kind of looks like a parasol to me. So Breloom can throw really, really fast punches. It is really a fighting Pokemon. It can outbox any type of professional boxer, my friends. I read that on the internet. It's true. It can actually do that. So eat your heart out. Insert boxer here because I don't know any boxers. Besides the whole boxing thing that Breloom does, it can also incapacitate its opponents by releasing a spore from the little holes in its hat. Incapacitate them and then punch them a little bit. It doesn't seem fair, but it can do that. Pokemon Sapphire says, the seeds ringing Breloom's tail are made of hard and toxic spores. It is horrible to eat the seeds. Just taking a bite of this Pokemon seed will cause your stomach to rumble. I mean, a rumbling stomach is not necessarily like a terrible thing. It sounds gnarly, but it's not that gnarly. So Breloom is also based on a mushroom, but it also resembles a kangaroo and certain types of dinosaurs. So that's kind of cool. It evolves from an egg into a dinosaur. I mean, I get it. Now, Breloom's name may actually come from umbrella and mushroom, which I think is pretty cool because it does look like it has an umbrella on its head, kind of. Funny French fact. The French name for Breloom is champignon, which comes from champignon, which means mushroom, and chapeau, as in great job. Oh, chapeau. That's what it means, right? Yeah, chapeau. It's a cool name, champignon. You would say champignon, but it got rid of the M and it's chapeau. You get it? It's fun. Now, Breloom doesn't have a lot of lovers, I feel like. I've never seen anyone in the world like Breloom, but one person, and that one person happens to be a really good friend of mine. So, hey, one person, can you tell me why the fuck Breloom is tight?
What's up? I'm out here in nature to talk about how cool Breloom is. Let me tell you what, he's a little samurai warrior, first of all. He's got like a mushroom cap. I don't know what that is. Maybe it's like a dope samurai hat. I'm not sure, but that's what I like to think, because Breloom is the ultimate warrior. His freaking fists extend from his chest like little springboards. He's got like a little kangaroo vibe going on. He's the freaking best. And if we're talking practical brass tacks, let me tell you this as well. If you take him into battle, especially in OU, but in VGC2, he's a freaking beast, especially when he's got a focus sash. There is not a Pokemon that is better suited to leading the charge than Breloom. He's the coolest dude ever. One Rock Tomb's gonna take out Talonflame. One Rock Tomb's gonna take out Charizard. He's got Bullet Seed with Technician, and it crushes homies. It freaking crushes them on the streets. So next time when you go out and you tell your friends what the coolest Pokemon is, don't sleep on Breloom, because Breloom.
There you have it. Thanks, Alex. 5 out of 5. Next up is number 287, Slakoth. Now, Slakoth is one of my favorite Pokemon because, and mainly because, it is based on a sloth, and I fucking love sloths. I love Slakoth, and Slakoth is honestly just like a sloth. I've been reading up about it, it is just like a sloth. So I'm just gonna tell you some Slakoth facts that also apply to sloths. So then you also know more about my favorite animal, the sloth. Did you know I like sloths? I like sloths. Slakoth is a Pokemon that sleeps for more than 20 hours a day. I would love to be one, honestly. And its sleepiness can make people around it very drowsy, which is funny and cute. It's just cute. It's just cute. So since it just sleeps a lot and doesn't move around that much, it doesn't really need to eat a lot of food. So it just eats some leaves whenever it can and just chills around a little bit. It's cool. It's chill. It's just being itself. Slakoth makes its nests in forests, and it will keep the same nest for its entire life, which makes sense because if you don't move a lot, why would you make a new nest? That's bullshit. Just stay in your nest and stay in there forever. Fun fact, Slakoth can swim great distances, and actual sloths can also do that. Just great. Pokemon Sapphire says, Slakoth's heart beats just once a minute. Whatever happens, it is content to loaf around motionless. It is rare to see this Pokemon in motion. I mean, yes. So, as its name implies, and as I've said many times before, the Slakoth is based on the sloth, more specifically the two-toothed sloth. It's the one with the little pig nose, just like Slakoth. The German name for Slakoth is Bummels, which comes from Bummeln, which means to chill, to loaf around, to hang out, and Faulpelz, which means lazy bones. That's 5 out of 5. 5 out of 5. Fuck. Then Slakoth evolves into Vigoroth, and Vigoroth is less my favorite Pokemon, and I will tell you why. It may look like a sloth, but it has like no chill. This guy has zero chill. It's cool. What I really like about it is that in the video game, it's standing still animation is really cool. But apart from that, it just needs to fucking take a chill pill and be chillerer. So Vigoroth's heart beats at like a 10-fold rhythm. It can never calm down. It will always be like raging. It can barely even sleep because it has so much energy inside its body. This kind of explains why Vigoroth doesn't have the Truant ability, just like Slakoth and Slaking both do, which means that after every move they have to like take a little rest and be pointless. It just has too much energy. It likes to fucking battle and be an asshole. So as Vigoroth is always rampaging, it is always tired and always hungry. But when it's tired, it can't sleep because it has too much energy. It's weird as fuck. don't like it that much, I'm sorry. So Vigoroth is pretty much based on sloths as well, but this time it's more based on the ground sloth, which is a really big sloth from prehistoric times. It's more of a lanky and it doesn't live in trees, it just runs around, walks around, hobbles around. It's dead, it doesn't exist anymore. So Vigoroth's name comes from vigorous and sloth, and it kind of sounds like you're saying vigorous, Vigoroth. Vigoroth. See? Sounds like vigorous. I'm gonna give this boy a 3 out of 5, I'm sorry. The last dude in this evolution line is Slaking. Now Slaking is also a sloth Pokemon, but honestly it looks way more like a gorilla that's just scratching its belly. Insert Harambe jokes here. Haha, Harambe. Funny. So when Slaking evolves from Vigoroth, it becomes lazy as fuck again. It becomes more sloth-like. It will sleep all day, it will chill, it will need another break after every turn in the video game. It becomes pretty useless, you'd think, but it actually has the highest base stats of all Pokemon except the legendary ones. And that's pretty crazy. It is a pretty crazy strong Pokemon, and if you find a way to get rid of the Taunt move by using Skill Swap or something like that, it is relentless and it's a fucking tank and it's great. Slaking is considered the laziest Pokemon of all Pokemon, but even when it's chilling and relaxing, it is still storing energy so that it can unleash into this powerful move that will murder everyone. Pokemon Ruby says, Slaking spends all day lying down and lolling about. It eats grass growing within its reach. If it eats all the grass it can reach, this Pokemon reluctantly moves to another spot. So, like I said before, Slaking pretty much resembles a gorilla, but it's also mainly based on the Megatherium, which is the giant ground sloth, which is also a prehistoric sloth that is not only a ground sloth, but also a giant ground sloth. Slaking is a play on the word slacking because it is pretty much a slack Pokemon, and it can do the move Slothoff, which will make it regain health. And it comes from King, the king of the sloths, the king of slacking. 5 out of 5. Alright, that was it for today. Special thanks to Alex Faciane from the Dex, which you probably already know him, because you probably know me because of him. So why am I introducing him to the world? I don't know, but go to the Dex's YouTube channel and check them out, because they are great people, and they know more about Pokemon than me, because I read everything from my Wikipedia page on my phone. Fuck. Anyway, Pokemon is great. And you guys are great. I had a good time with this episode because I love talking about Pokemon that I personally really like. So, you know, it brings out more energy, doesn't it? Doesn't it? It does. Anyway, check out my previous videos, and if you want to, don't if you don't want to, and press like or sub. I don't know, just something. Or don't press like or sub. Like whatever the fuck you feel like doing, do that thing. And never do another thing than the thing you like doing. That's my lesson of the day. I'm gonna take a nap now. Goodbye. You can also incapacitate. First they incapacitate. I was like, why does this sound so much like decapitate? It doesn't decapitate things, I'm sorry. Next up is to Rumble Scalabella. Sloths.